Well, I'd like to talk to you very briefly in this session on at least just a couple of aspects of what I call my Living Health program. For more than a decade and a half now, I've been teaching people how to take control of their physical body. And the reason is, there was a time in my life that I was completely out of control physically. I was 38 pounds overweight, but worse, not only was I overweight, but I had virtually no energy whatsoever. I was the kind of guy that slept 8 hours and would still wake up tired. You know, the alarm clock would go off and I'd push that little button that's supposed to give you another 10 minutes 2 or 3 times, as if it was really gonna matter. But the bottom line was, I was intelligent, I really had desire to make my life work, but I just felt so lousy all the time, so tired, so weak, I wasn't tapping into that potential. So I want to share with you what turned me around, what absolutely shifted me. And I'll tell you, it wasn't just by reading a bunch of books. Because one of the things that came up when I wanted to change my life was I started to go out and read books on how to change myself physically. And I found so many massive contradictions, I couldn't believe it. And they were from equally qualified people. You know, this guy's an MD and this guy's an MD, and they both argue. One guy says, make sure you eat all kinds of protein. The other person saying, don't eat excess protein. All it's going to do is make you tired and slow you down. Puts excess nitrogen in your body. Here's what you should do. And I went nuts because I couldn't figure out what to do until finally one day I decided I've had it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read, I'm going to listen, I'm going to talk to people, but I'm going to judge by results. That I'm going to use common sense to dictate what really works for me in my own physical body. And what I decided to do is go find people who are like me, people who've been overweight and have become thin, but had stayed thin for at least a couple of years. Not somebody just gone on a diet and lost weight. I mean, I could find lots of people like that, but they usually are heavy. So how can you get started? Well, I'm not going to go through my whole Living Health system here, but I want to give you at least 2 simple principles you could apply immediately to increase the quality of your life, and specifically your physical life and your energy level. The first key element is this: you must understand the power of breath. Listen, the foundation of health comes down to one thing. Your entire body is only as healthy as the cells that make it up. What determines how healthy your cells are has to do with one primary source of your body, and that is your bloodstream. That is the environment that every cell in your body must grow in and live in. If that's maintained, then you're going to have health. And if that's polluted, then the cells in your body are going to be weak, which means your energy is going to be weak and you will die. So how do we maintain and control the circulatory system so that the environment remains clean and nurturing and not polluted? The answer is your breath is the control button to the mechanism that cleanses your circulatory system. Not only is breath the foundation of all life in that it gives oxygen to the cells, the things they must have to live, but it also controls the flow of lymph fluid in your body. Lymph fluid contains white blood cells that protect your entire body and cleanse the system. What is the lymph system? Well, some people think of it as the body's sewage system. Literally, every cell in your body is surrounded by lymph. In fact, you have 4 times more lymph fluid in your body as you do blood. Now, here's how the lymph system works. Blood is pumped from your heart through your arteries to thin, porous capillaries. The blood carries the oxygen and nutrients to the capillaries, where they are then diffused into this fluid around the cells called lymph. Every cell in your body is surrounded with lymph. Bear that in mind. The cells have an intelligence or an affinity for what they need, so they take the oxygen and the nutrients necessary for their health right out of the lymph, and then they excrete toxins. Like all living things do, your cells excrete toxins, some of which goes back into the capillaries. But dead cells and blood proteins and other toxic materials must be removed by the lymph system, and the lymph system is activated by deep breathing. See, the body's cells depend on the lymph system as the only way to drain off the large toxic materials and the excess fluid in your body, which restrict the amount of oxygen your cells can get, which they've got to have for you to be healthy. So the fluid passes through the lymph nodes where dead cells and other poisons, except blood proteins, are neutralized and destroyed. See, when I began to look around to find out how to become more healthy, everybody had information for me on how to eat better. But in reality, you better look real carefully at any quote-unquote health program that doesn't first and foremost tell you how to cleanse your body through effective breathing.